Get these GTI seats back in the car and make it look the interior a lot more nicer. And as you can probably already tell, I've already done the rear bench on here. Reason being is a little bit harder than it looked, so I thought I'll do it off camera and put it all together so it's looking nice and clean. Smells amazing. Interior, as you can probably tell, is still a bit not fully 100% clean, but I'm trying to get most of this dirt off and I couldn't, so I think at the time we're gonna have to leave it like this. But let's get into fitting the seats and start with the interior looking more like a car again. Now, in order to make sure we get the seats 100% properly in there, I'm going to put some WD-40 on the threads of the bolts that hold the seats down, just so we don't have any chance of cross-threading happening at all. So let me quickly go and do that, and then I'll start installing the passenger side seat first, and then I'm going to move on to this driver's seat. Cool, I put some WD-40 already on those little threads and bolts, so I'm going to go ahead and put the seats in. So enjoy watching me struggle. Oh, man. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Unnecessarily difficult, but worth it. 100% worth it. Let's put these bolts in there again by hand. Don't use any sort of bit yet, any kind of like gun or anything. Do them up by hand, and then you can finish it off with a ratchet or some form of electrical or pneumatic air ratchet. Always start off by hand, especially the first two I'm doing right here. These two, they're difficult. They got this kind of like capture nut on them, which just likes to sort of spin. So do it as much as possible by hand, and then you can do the rest by, like I said, by a gun if you wish. But yeah, the WD-40 definitely helps. Cool. Now move forward a bit. Go into the back. Move this seat just here. Come into the back. We have got, yep, the bolt in there. Lovely. And then we put the other bolt in here. Lovely. As you can see, or as you did see I should say, putting them in was a lot harder than it looked. But generally, you just have to improvise a little bit, I think. Cool. There we go, got them in there. Cool. Now we can just go ahead and just double check everything is okay, which it appears that it is. So I think there's a certain level of witness marks on these seats from before, so if you can match them as best as possible to those witness marks, you'll be golden. Let me grab my ratchet, nip them up, and go from there. I think this is an M10 spline. Let's just confirm. Yeah, M10 spline. Just turn it up a little bit. I will go with over a little in the future with a much better. That's plenty tight enough. Plenty tight enough. Let's move this bad boy forward. Take this extension off because you will not be able to fit it in here. And yep, awesome. I'm just going to use it ratchet to nip them up. It's tight enough. Plenty tight enough. Awesome. One seat down. One seat down. The rest to go. Alright guys, so I'm going to continue putting the other seat, the driver's side seat on, but first I'm going to quickly go ahead and clear the rubbish out. I've made one small mistake whilst putting this on. The seat and everything was okay. That was nice and tight. As you can see, it's not going anywhere. That's just a click of the ratchet for moving back and forth. I forgot to put the airbag and the seat connector in there, so just did that afterwards. But I'm going to make sure I do that first before I put the other one in, if that makes sense. So that'll be the next thing. Time to put the driver's seat back in. I think this is going to be the hardest one, so wish me luck. As you probably see, it is not easy at all. Let's go. So what I'm going to do, slide this up in there, slide it onto the armrest, and when I slide it onto the armrest, I'm going to maneuver then inside this, just like so. And then somehow I've got to make this go up and over like that. But now at the same time I have to make it go down and make it work. Little to no space. Little to no space at all. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but we'll have to manage. Just thinking if I can get this. This is going to be tricky. 100%. There we go. Wow, that was a little bit tricky. I did scratch a bit of this paint here, but that's fine. It's on a footwell anyway, so hopefully we should be fine with that. We're just gonna lift it up a little bit. I'm gonna lift it up back like that, and then we should be able to sort of do this to it, just like that. And then I'm alright, how are you? And then I'm just gonna do this, and then move it back a bit, then bring it forward, then move it back, and move these connectors now here. There we go. Definitely the hardest one. Definitely the hardest one to do. For sure. Not a single doubt in my mind that this is going to be this is the worst one to do by a mile. So we're just going to quickly move forward here. Put that bastard in there. And put this up here. Yeah, this is proving to be a little bit tricky than it looked. There we go. I think it was moving a bit independently of itself. Come on. Okay, so that's in. Cool. I already put WD-40 on these threads. It's strange how when I pulled the lever it was almost going back crooked. That's why half of it was lining up and half of it wasn't. And I did say I'm going to plug this in first. It's not terribly hard, that's why I didn't do it. But let me just do this first and see how we progress. Just put that bolt in there just for this little bit. Let me put the back ones in there first. This driver's seat is definitely the hardest because the steering wheel is in the way. There's a lot more things you have to kind of tackle to kind of get it in line. So just bear that in mind. This one's being a bit stubborn, but don't worry, Ratchet will do that job for us. Real nice. Let me go and grab that Ratchet. Here it is. Yeah, not stubborn now, are you? Cool. So the back two bolts I just snipped up, and then the front ones are gonna be hopefully nipped up as well now. Cool. So as you can see, it's not 100% tight yet. I just moved it out of the way, just enough for me to go ahead and do you know what I mean, do a few bits here and there. But yeah, let me just quickly go ahead and nip them up a little bit more. They're all nice and nipped up. Awesome. And now we are going to go ahead and put the seat belt warning light and the airbag connector on this, so wish me luck. Shouldn't be too hard. Let me grab my phone out for this one, see if I can get some torch. Cool, that's one there. And now for the slightly more important one, the airbag connector. Awesome, that's on there as well. So both of them are on there, and now we can just go ahead and place them in their actual little slot that they sit in. There we go. Good, that's already on there. Just gonna put this little bit here, there. There we go. And now we can just go ahead and get these. Awesome. All done. Nice and secure. Yeah. Nice and secure. Still a little bit damp here, but hopefully that will dry up as soon as the air hits it. But not bad. Not bad at all. Just I thought I'd show you what it looks like. If you look at the condition of that seat, 10 times better. The rubbish is on the back seat. I will clear that up. But much better. Much better. I'll leave this door open actually. Just thought I'll show you from the other side. There you go. Much better. Smells a bit nicer as well, if I'm honest. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.